we go, the grand finals, getting into game number 1. No duct tape break, as we did take a 10+ minute break earlier, so we're just getting straight into the series.
You can thank Demi for that, Demi and EnDerr.
I
have such a mental image of EnDerr in my mind right now. He's got like a stork feather in his ear, a shark tooth necklace around his neck. But we'll see what that accomplishes in the end as we're gearing up for our grand finals. Starting things off on Oxide LE. We're here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spotting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We have our red Zug player. He is looking to get his revenge from a week ago. He is representing Intensity Esports, one of the pillars of the Zerg Muta Triangle, a cat, a pelican case. I forgot what the other one was. A pug, a dancing pug, something like that. He is MeomaikA.
Oh my. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Filipino Zerg player representing Liab Esports for the first time here in the grand finals of GPO. It is EnDerr. And Mio opened up with a gas pool opening.
I don't quite favor EnDerr's chances with that hatch first.
Yeah. So this is very interesting here from MeomaikA. Because it's MeomaikA, we'll see. Okay, there it is. I wasn't 100% certain if he would even go for Link Speed, but there it is. Link Speed is on the way. Some of the fastest Link Speed you can be going for. So again, this means that MeomaikA, he doesn't just have the advantage in Links, but if he wanted to, he could continue to mine gas and get into Bailings, but actually pulls out of gas completely.
Nothing but Lings are coming out from MeomaikA. EnDerr will spot this, but how's the defense looking like? MeomaikA should at least get the base, right? Prove me wrong, EnDerr. Prove me wrong.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, MeomaikA is expanding behind this, and again, the goal of these Lings, he doesn't necessarily have to kill the base, but again, once Link Speed kicks in, he can trade so well against the Lings. And
Drone?
Oh my god! What?
That drone was there to say face me. Tried to hold a line. MeomaikA doesn't even go for the base. He goes straight for the mineral line. Wants to avoid these mineral drilling drones at the moment. Man.
Yeah, and with that, he already gets 2 drones, but that's not enough damage.
One drone.
Yeah, he does need to do a little bit more. To be fair, there we go. Link Speed does kick in, and now he can bypass the Lings of EnDerr.
For as long as he really wants. Even on creep, he's going to have a very big speed advantage. MeomaikA's reinforcements are hanging about.
Yeah, he's backing up, mate.
He is. He wants one massive wave of Links to come forward. EnDerr's trying to get a Bailing Nest now, but it's going to be a long time before that comes into play.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, again, I'm really surprised that MeomaikA didn't opt to go for Bailing Nest himself. Like, there are a decent amount of Links here for EnDerr. Alongside the Queens, like, EnDerr, he can defend against this.
Now, what's MeomaikA gonna do? He's gonna try to hit with every single Link he can, but there's not a lot of surface area to be gotten. He forces transfuses, and honestly, when these Queens is starting to get a little low, the reinforcements of EnDerr are being body blocked by the Queens. Yeah. And that Link count from MeomaikA, though, has been thinned out. This is nowhere near the damage MeomaikA wanted to get done, but surprisingly, he's still hitting workers.
Exactly. Like, honestly, because of the way he played that out, because he forced 0 drones here at the natural, he forced a massive wave of commitments into not just Lings, but also a Bailing Nest and Bailings for EnDerr, whereas MeomaikA skipped that tech entirely. Like, MeomaikA was able to deal the damage. Now he just needs to survive. Like, obviously, EnDerr has the opportunity to counterattack with Ling Bane, and MeomaikA is trying to skip the Bane. He's trying to go straight into Roaches, and that could be his downfall.
Like so. I didn't see how many Links died over there, but I'm sure it was quite a few. MeomaikA trying to sneak in once again, but gets flanked by EnDerr. He is just denying any openings for MeomaikA.
Oh boy, that he is. But MeomaikA does back off it again. MeomaikA is getting away with this, right? He's getting away with no banelings. The Roach Warren is done, so he can start pumping out roaches of his own. He is still ahead in terms of workers. He still doesn't have a third, but you know what? Neither does EnDerr.
Yeah. Interesting how things are playing out this way.
Hmm.
So, EnDerr is going to be the first player to go into the lair, so he's got a lot more options tech-wise.
Ooh, mate. Hey, we just saw Muta versus Muta. I imagine we're going to see a Spire once again from EnDerr.
Ah. It's going to have to be, right? Seeing his 4 gases. There it is.
There it is indeed. So the Spire is on the way for EnDerr. MeomaikA, he's going to need to scout this. Either scout this or maybe try to end the game before it really comes into play.
Yeah, that's a really big risk for EnDerr, isn't it? MeomaikA is banking as much army as he really can at the moment. A third base is nowhere in his mind right now. He just wants to smash through the forces of EnDerr and end this game as quickly as he can. But and while that Spire is still being built, this is a golden opportunity. MeomaikA is going straight for it.
That he is, because he knows the Lings didn't get into the main base, but he got into the natural. He saw that gases were fully saturated, and that's a bit of a tell, especially because there was no Roach Warren, there were no roaches whatsoever to defend, so MeomaikA has to go for the kill. The roaches, they completely ignore the third, and I think that's a smart idea. He has to end the game.
Well, he has the army advantage now. If he forces an engagement, MeomaikA is definitely going to win it.
Oh god,
but if EnDerr can defend even a little bit, well, if he can buy himself some time, he cannot buy himself any time.
I was about to say, if he can buy enough time for the 3 spines to finish up, maybe he can defend, but you know what, 2 spines already go down, the 3rd spine goes down as well, none of them were able to finish up. Nice round, but again, 16 drones go down, every single drone here in the natural.
Ay, MeomaikA with the golden hour. Should be able to take this game. EnDerr will have a couple of mutas out, but what are mutas going to do against roaches? All these buildings are going to die before the first roach falls, honestly.
All these drones are going to die, more importantly, right? Everything here is going to be going down. GG gets called.
GGG gets called over here, and MeomaikA already taking it to match point. He might get his revenge tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, what a game there by MeomaikA. Already up 2-0 in this best of 5. Oh boy, MeomaikA, with that early gas pool opening, wasn't able to really deal the damage, but eventually he was able to force a response, keep EnDerr on 1 base to the point where it was worth it. Sure, MeomaikA didn't deal enough damage directly, but indirectly he was able to pull it off, was able to get himself into the game. EnDerr trying to be cheeky, he was punished for it, man.
Yeah. It was. He couldn't out-cheek the cheek, man. I'm surprised there isn't a player called Cheek Man. We have Chicken Man, so.
Wait a minute. Sure. I did request Mir to make it earlier.
Yeah, fortunately, the console bug is still very much a thing.
Yeah. I have to wonder what the console bug is related to. I don't know.
I don't think Blizzard knows either. I'm being real with you.
Oh boy. As we are getting ready for game number 2, potentially the final game of the night. Switch players. I left the lobby, so yeah, I'll just dive back in. God damn it, Mia.
That's what he wanted. And I was like, go! Kill him, Light!
Alright,
Do it for me!
Here we go.
He was ready. He selected you as his champion. Turned it down.
I did, mate. I've got faith in our boy EnDerr. You can do it.
You call him El Conquistador for nothing. As we continue our series here, our grand finals, what will potentially be the final map of the evening, Lightshade LE in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way to the top left-hand corner. The red player coming down from the land of Vietnam. He is going to be representing Intensity Esports. He's a cat. He's a pelican. He's a pug. He watches bodybuilders. He's a looking son. But he is most importantly the Grand Platypus on an absolute roll this week. He is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE. This is it. His last chance once again against his opponents. Can he somehow bring it back? It is the Filipino Zero player. He is blue, representing Lab Esports. It is EnDerr. We've got another gas pool opening.
Yeah, from MeomaikA. EnDerr still being a little bit more economic.
Yeah, that he is with a much faster hatchery. I mean, again, a pretty standard opener from EnDerr. And to be fair, like, even though MeomaikA did go for a gas pool opening against EnDerr in game number 1, EnDerr was for the most part able to defend relatively well against it.
He definitely was. It was kind of follow-up where he started to fall apart a little bit. He took a massive chance, thinking MeomaikA, he's not going to be aggressive for the next couple of minutes. I'm just going to make a massive leap in tech. And definitely got punished for it. If EnDerr doesn't get too ahead of himself, should be able to play out a game that kind of goes his way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we'll see if he's going to be able to pull it off. Meanwhile, we do have these 4 lings on the way from MeomaikA. Actually, 4 more behind this are on the way as well. We'll see how much damage MeomaikA can get done. He is shooting away some of these drones. It looks like, ooh, he will get 1 drone.
Which is decent. He hasn't lost any of his lings just yet. Hasn't lost any of his lings. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the scout that I think he would have wanted to, but it doesn't really matter in the end. EnDerr is doing EnDerr things. It's kind of predictable. MeomaikA is doing MeomaikA things, which isn't as predictable.
Exactly. He's making a massive wave of lings. He has not droned up whatsoever. He even has a baneling that's on the way, mate. He wants the ling bane it up.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Oh boy, and the lings are revealed. Now EnDerr is well aware of the massive ling flood coming his way. Will he be able to prepare? He does have a baneling that's in production. It's about to finish up. 2 lings are ready to be morphed in.
And a bunch more are on the way. Has to be careful not to isolate them. MeomaikA getting a couple of banelings first. Oh man, I'm holding my breath in anticipation right now, Light. I feel like this is a old-timey duel. Who's gonna shoot first? Whose banelings are gonna connect first? The queens are getting a little bit, don't get taken out. And that was some signature MeomaikA connections. But that meaning connections that didn't go his way.
Exactly. MeomaikA, he had his lings on top of the queens of EnDerr. EnDerr, he just pulled back. Beautiful connections on the side of EnDerr. And with that, he holds.
2 queens have gone down for EnDerr, so it's not too, it wasn't exactly a bloodless hold. But MeomaikA has to come up with a bit of a contingency here. He wanted to get a whole lot more damage done there, potentially end the game outright with his Ling Bane, and now it's kind of stifled.
Yeah, and now he only has 1 baneling to defend. That was not the best of connections he had just there. Oh my god, again loses the baneling for a single ling. Oh my god.
Almost losing all these drones. They're actually still very, very vulnerable. But the lings of EnDerr are attacking the cocoons, rather.
And MeomaikA, like, he's just not controlling his banelings as well as he could. So far he just hasn't been able to get more than 2 lings with each baneling, and EnDerr has been able to come out on top with these trades. And behind this, he is working towards his lair.
Working towards the lair, droning up a little bit. Not going for that third, but that does make sense. Will he go? Yeah, he's getting his 4 gases now.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to get into mutas again. Meanwhile, ooh, the Lings of MeomaikA counterattacking. He does deny the Banelings.
What a fearless,
Oh my
what
God.
a fearless assault there. He didn't know how close those Banelings were close to completion.
No, he did not, and now the Lings of MeomaikA are here. He's actually doing a really good job at focus firing a couple of these drones as 4 do go down. More importantly, the mining has been disrupted, especially when it comes to the gases.
It just means EnDerr will not be able to put that Muta plan in production. He's got to think elsewhere. Potentially a Roach Warren.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to divert his plans a little bit or if he sticks to his guns and throws down that Spire. So far, he just isn't really able to throw anything down.
Well, he doesn't have to gas for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? There's a Spire.
I don't know.
That might be too late.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this. This is kind of stubborn from EnDerr. He's like, originally my plan was to go for a Spire, and things have kind of gone up in the air a little bit. Things have kind of gone awry, but I will stick true with what I wanted to begin with, and I'm still going for the mutas. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, sometimes it kind of pays off. You know, it's better to execute something you practice as opposed to trying to switch things up right in the heat in the moment, but I don't think this is one of those times.
Yeah, we'll see, especially because MeomaikA himself is going for mutas, so we're going to see some more muta versus muta action. We saw it earlier with Joey series against EnDerr. Looks like we may see it again here with MeomaikA.
So this time MeomaikA is opting for roaches as well as Spire. Well, he hasn't gotten any roaches out yet, so just getting the roach horn for safety, I suppose.
Oh boy, and this is a little bit scary. Like, MeomaikA hasn't been able to get into the main base. He is unaware of the Spire tech, unaware of the timing of the lair. You could argue that he can deduce all of this, again, just because there's no roaches, there's no roach warren, he has no idea. Meanwhile, I love this. EnDerr, he was getting ready for a big attack, realized that it was not coming.
So he just saves up his minerals. Which he kind of needs to go for the mutas. It's investing so heavy into them. He knows that he's going to be the player to get to his lair first, so he's prioritizing attack as opposed to Carapace. Meanwhile, what's the anti-air situation looking like for MeomaikA back home?
It's just queens. It's, to be fair, he has 4 of them.
Not a lot of queens either.
He is making 10 mutas right now, 11 mutas, so he just needs to buy a little bit of time. Meanwhile, the Banelings are looking to connect with the Lings.
And that was a pretty dang good connection. If I do say so myself, this might be all the momentum that EnDerr needs to go forward. He does not have any anti-air. MeomaikA doesn't.
No, he does not. But you know what? Like, MeomaikA, he was actually ahead in workers. He could afford to lose a couple of drones, and now the mutas come out of MeomaikA. MeomaikA with a massive muta lead.
Yeah, EnDerr not going for the throat. And kind of paying the price for it. MeomaikA struggles a little bit, but he regains his composure. Now he's going across the map to try to deal some counter harass.
I mean,
MeomaikA going to be the first player to have that third base, so he's going to have a lot more mining as well.
Yeah, and again, Mir has a massive muta lead. Like, EnDerr cannot fight this right now. EnDerr needs a little bit of time. He needs to work on his muta cloud, and as a result, he's going to lose a couple of overlords, could even lose the base.
Even with that +1 fire, he's got to. Yeah. All of these Lings, and even a handful of drones get taken out too.
Oh no, and now EnDerr, he's actually fighting without the support of his queens, and GG gets called.
Wow. That was vengeance. That was brutal. MeomaikA. He's been planning this for a whole week. You thought he played in Blazing Saddles, Blazing Series, because he wanted to compete and he wanted to show off what he had, or he wanted prize money? No. That was just warm-up for this.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. GG. Well played. MeomaikA, he takes the game. He takes the series in a beautiful fashion there. 3-0.
I was gonna say MeomaikA didn't drop a single map, but that's because the map that he did drop, I wiped from my memory.
Oh boy, yeah, that wasn't. I mean, you know, that was MeomaikA doing MeomaikA things and going into ultras for some reason, for some goddamn reason.
Against lurkers.
When he was ahead as well, he was in such a good position. Shaking my head, Mio. But yes, here in the finals, it was not a ZvZ against Gogojoy. It was a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a shake up from the norm. Massive shout out to EnDerr. He did so well making it to the finals to be here. But in the end, he was not able to close things out against MeomaikA. MeomaikA still retaining his throne as the Grand Platypus, as the best Zerg in the region.
He just usurped the usurper.
And he did.
Question mark. Potentially, yeah. And that's how there's something or another.
Exactly. It's too late, and already left, but I was about to tell him, don't forget to join the Matcherino page. Of course, ! Matcherino in the chat if you want to help boost up that prize pool. Speaking of, massive shout out to Lord Loken once again, boosting that prize pool, providing 35 USD on top of the normal prize.
Yeah. MeomaikA definitely appreciating that, and EnDerr, you're getting a bit of a taste of that Lord Loken reserve? Question mark. Barrel? Vineyard? Vintage? Juice. There we go.
There we go. Congratulations, Mio. Congratulations, EnDerr, for being our finalists this week. Of course, MeomaikA still is our champion. EnDerr switching things up. Is this the beginning of the new trend here? Are we going to see EnDerr more often in the semis, or in the finals, I should say? Or was this a one-off event, and is Gogojoy going to come back with a vengeance and try and get his revenge against EnDerr this time? Wait and find out next week.
It's a whole cycle.
Exactly. Oh boy. And with that, what an event, what a tournament. Did go not as long as we've had in the past. You know, it was just 4 hours, but I mean, I don't know what it was, but that MeomaikA game where
I know what it was.
when he lost the ultras, and when he went ultras like that, I don't know what that did to me, but it just killed my brain.
Wiped it out. Killed my brain too. That's had to do jumping jacks to get it back to working condition.
Yeah. What's
Dios mío, why?
But thank you everyone for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Shout out to all the people who rated us, you know, OSC, Alpha X, Pig. We really do appreciate it. Much love to everyone involved. Chicken Man, Ragnaroket, Kozen. Oh boy, thank you.
Yeah, much obliged.
Oh boy, speaking of, if you did enjoy the broadcast today and if you want to see more of it, we do of course have plenty of StarCraft available here on the channel, on the Cranky Ducklings. We of course just finished up with GPO. Next up we will have Battle of the Americas tomorrow morning, and this was something that I wanted to get into. Normally we do have Demi-C weekly in the evenings of Sunday, but things are changing, and instead we will have ESL Open Cup Asia.
We will, and I just actually... Yeah. And that's tomorrow afternoon, 12 p.m. KST.
Yes, it is. 12 p.m. KST.
Is there Battle of the Americas tomorrow?
There is. So
I might conflict now that I think about it.
Well, I was speaking to Krupp about this, and basically we are still committed to Battle of the Americas. We will still cast that, and it will most likely run a little bit into ESL Asia. Regardless, we will finish up Battle of the Americas, and then we will dive straight into ESL Open Cup Asia. We will most likely miss out on the first round of the events, but you know, we'll be able to cover the rest.
Which, yeah, that's definitely something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a lot of other coverage as well, since it's a bit of a time shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be just us here in the far into the east that that are able to cover it, we should be having some. Maybe, potentially.
Maybe.
Some NA, some EU casters, potentially, depending on sleep schedules.
Yeah, the last time ESL Open Cup Asia was on Sundays, we were the only English stream, so we'll see if that's going to be the same, or if there is another one. I know there are a couple of casters that don't necessarily want to cast on Sundays, and that's kind of their day off. I know that it's not the best time for American casters either, as it is kind of like midnight for them, and then it goes well into like 5 a.m. and they have work the next day. So things are a little bit complicated there, but we shall see. We'll keep you updated. Regardless, follow the channel. And Yaku, where can people find more of you?
Running down the streets, having a breakdown. My deadline for my assignment looms.
Oh god, give Yaku plenty of your energy, as he is currently focusing on his studies throughout the week. That's why we don't necessarily have him cast as many events as in the past. Working on his assignments. You can join our Discord so you can hear him melt down.
Also, potentially watch you ride a bike. Well, that's part of the meltdown.
That's part of the meltdown. It's all part of it. Otherwise, you can follow me at Lightning_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do stream occasionally throughout the week. We stream plenty of Final Fantasy and some ladder sessions, and we are done. Thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow for Battle of the Americas.
Yeah. So I resume my breakdown.
Ciao.
Bye, Bella.
And give plenty of love to whoever we raid. I believe we're most likely going to raid Creighton?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah. Let's go. See you then. Ciao.
Bye. Bella.